if you have a passing interest in actual military strategy, I actually really recommend the Strategikon because, like I said, it's easy to read. And like every translator will comment on the fact that it was not written to be literary. It was written to be handed to half-educated sons of noblemen who are suddenly given in charge of thousands of soldiers for the glory of Rome. Well, not Rome, but the Roman Empire.
You are about to enter in a great battle. You probably should know what sieges are.
This is how you put soldiers in formation. And this is why you have gaps. You are going to need to retreat at times. Good God. Do not throw everything into a prideful charge to your deaths.
But it looks so cool.
Thank you, man. That's how the Japanese lost World War II.
Exactly. They lost.
The Art of War is quite long. Has a lot of points, too.
As Bernard says, my series is set in a kingdom based off Bulgaria, so it was particularly helpful.
Oh, nice.
Is this a series you already have some stuff out, or is this a new one you're starting?
I believe this is at Tarnov and Ward, and he's been posted on Substack lately.
Skunk's Workshop. How's it going tonight, man? He says, read out. An interesting way to possibly introduce Princess Mononoke to your channel is discussing weapons and start from there. For instance, Prince Ashitaka's, I hope I said that right,
Ashitaka.
bow and arrow, Ashitaka, bow and arrow, and Lady
Eboshi.
guns.
Yes.
Loaded.
There's a reason I really love that movie. Normally, I'm not into your typical fantasy stuff, but it has guns.
But the guns are the bad guys.
The Japanese were the best culture using firearms for about 100, 200 years from like the 15th, 16th century. They were the best in the world. But then when they got united under the Shogun and stuff, they all came with this great idea called gun control. So the peasants couldn't revolt in the future, and they made it honorable to give up your guns to be a peaceful farmer. I kid you not.
This really seems to be a repeated pattern.
Yep.
Will we ever
Don't
learn?
say.
What
But interesting point. But I will take that. I will take that advice, Skunks.
Bernard says, I'm working on it still. I do have one short story out so far. Cool.
Speaking of short stories, I released one today. You guys should actually go check that out.
Oh, nice.
What's the premise?
The premise is a son to a grand adventurer named after his father, who had made a multitude of discoveries and has become a historic figure in their world, tries to walk in his father's footsteps, except he's the black sheep of the family and gets caught up in political chaos wherever he goes by thrusting himself into 1,000 different situations, and everything goes awry. And on his latest adventure, he decides to prove everyone wrong. And we follow him after he accidentally gets captured and put into slavery. And then he's sent on a ship that gets wrecked, and he wakes up on a jungle in a cannibalistic infested island full of prehistoric creatures that he told himself he'd never go to in 1,000 years, and he has to get home. It's a comedic. It's a comedy.
I can tell.
It's a comedy adventure. I think there's more adventure in comedy, but you have some laughs. Hopefully,
I think that's a great idea too, because after the you've had some good stories out there, but comedy is a nice way to break up the, one adventure after another can get tiresome, but then when you have just a good laugh, it refreshes everything.
Oh yeah. So
when
that
comedy is balanced
today.
well, there's nothing quite like it.
Yeah, that one it's a nice dry comedy too. told in the first person of an absolute selfish prick. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love the main character. It's everything James Craig told you you should look for in writing, and it's right there for free at worldwithoutendlore.substack.com. Maybe.
And there is
Not sure how I
that
feel
and so
about
much
being
more
used
over
to
there.
Plug.
Oh gosh, what was that, James? I couldn't hear you.
Not sure how I feel about being the reference point for that plug. I guess
Too bad. Too bad.
Well, I could say after reading your Infinite Money Glitch, you are a master at fitting in comedy into tense situations.
Yeah, that was good.
I can say the same about 5 to 4.
No,
I
it's
think I
funny
read that one.
you say that because 5 to 4 was not meant to be a comedy.
No, but it had some of them just random lines like they're thrown out there, and everybody's like, "Wow, we're in some really messed up stuff." that scared laughter.
Okay, so without ruining the joke, did you enjoy the pocket dimension explanation?
I don't. Okay, so what happened was when I got 5 to 4 the first day, I read half of it, and I've yet to have time to touch anything fun like 5 to 4.
Okay, so you haven't gotten so you haven't finished it then.
No, don't spoil anything to me.
Okay, well, let me know when you get to the pocket dimension explanation.
Oh, I'm gonna let you know.
The girl actually explains how the dimension is made, and it's my favorite exchange in the book.
By the way, is this also set in the same universe as?
No.
Okay, because I think so far everything I read was.
No, Infinite Money Glitch is on its own as well.
Oh, okay. I thought that was in the universe, just not late enough in the timeline to be.
No,
Very
there's so I had to make a bunch of references to modern day because like a lot of the tension in Infinite Money Glitch is backed up because gold coins from the game are regulated as a currency commodity by the SEC. And that's Wolf's explanation of why they can't just like screw the market is because, well, the U.S. federal government will kill them.
Isn't that hilarious that NPC video game characters are actually afraid of the U.S. government?
Well, unfortunately, everyone should be.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but I mean, I guess if our actual NPCs became sentient, they would be too.
Yeah. So, the characters in Infinite Money Glitch are artificial intelligences that may or may not have been created by copying human consciousness. I'll decide that in the future. But like obviously, some of the NPCs believe that to be the case, and I treat that as like the AI's religion, where I'm not answering that yet. But the problem is that they are advanced enough that they're indistinguishable from people. Which in Bastion, the only AI advanced enough to be indistinguishable from a person is Eve and the clones that she makes. So I can't have an entire MMO of AIs because there's a technological conflict there.